Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new Super Bowl champion. Woo! All right, y'all, welcome back to Splaqpaq Sports. We're about to get into our predictions for the Super Bowl this evening between the Rams and the Bengals. Obviously, between the two starting quarterbacks, Joe Burrow, the up-and-coming young buck, if you will, and Matthew Stafford, the seasoned veteran. I'm going to have to give the edge to the Rams merely because they have the best player on the planet and on the field, and that's Aaron Donald.
In my estimation, there is no doubt about this. This is just what the facts bear themselves out to be, and I think today you're going to see one of the all-time performances
by that man that you've ever seen in the history of the Super Bowl. I believe he's going to rival Reggie White when he was in the Super Bowl, and we're going to see something truly amazing out of that man.
All right, we're out here in what used to be lovely Southern California. We're out here by the marina, checking to see if we can see any football fans.
Well, not really. Look like some tourists. I mean, as you can see, boat owners in Los Angeles don't seem to be giant football fans.
I mean, I didn't necessarily think they would be.
All right, now, babe, looks like we're going to try to get our, my first NFT that I pulled the trigger on, 0.17 ETH. Woo, we talking $500. That's a nice little bet. But because it's going to be the first Super Bowl where the NFTs
are being prominently displayed, Bud Light is actually putting their money where their mouth is behind their first NFTs, and they're putting it on the Super Bowl, which is obviously the biggest sporting event, if not, no, as a matter of fact, it is the biggest event of the year in American culture. So we got one right here.
Want to go ahead and check, look at it? Okay, real quick.
Problem.
Yeah. No. Just a little bit for you. Just a little bit. But hey, you motherfucker. We're not going to just let you know everything that's going on. God damn it. Oh, touchdown. They're on the board early. Woo!
Sun just fell down.
So y'all had a chance, I'm sure, to watch that game. If you did not, you must understand by this point that the Rams came out victorious over the Joe Burrow-led upstart Bengals, who actually looked really good. They put that run-stop defense on Cam Akers. He couldn't do a goddamn thing. I mean, the running game of the Rams was just absolutely non-existent. It was one of the most pathetic performances I've ever seen. The biggest of games, the biggest of stages. It was horrible. But I must give it to Matthew Stafford after making a few poor decisions, which I talked about a couple weeks ago when I was talking to you cats about the division championships. I said he had to cut down on those sloppy turnovers. He did not today. It almost cost him. Obviously, the misplaced hold on the extra point could have been the key to the game, really. It shouldn't have been that close throughout the entire time. I mean, OBJ goes down, and he was having a hell of a game in the beginning. It looked like the Rams were about to run away with it. I mean, Stafford was firing on all cylinders. Odell Beckham looked like he was about to become the MVP. Kupp was like nowhere to be found for the longest, and I was sitting here thinking, what the hell is McVay doing? It's like, dude, you got the greatest wide receiver weapon of the year on your team, and you're not targeting this guy. Done. Obviously, Odell goes down with the knee injury. Felt bad for that dude because he was balling out early, and it looked to be like he was about to run away and just have that super redemption arc. Wasn't in the cards for him, but he does get that ring, and he was a part of the team, so it wasn't like it's one of those sham rings where like no Drew Bledsoe ring where the dude's like sitting on the side when Tom Brady's like, we won, and Drew Bledsoe's like, man, fuck you, son. Fuck you, Your mama. So it was none of that. OBJ ain't gonna be salty like that. He earned his ring. He had as many yards as a lot of wide receivers were having a whole damn game in the first quarter. So I mean, dude did have an impact in the game. I was actually really impressed with how well the Bengals played. I mean, they had a great game plan. They were doing well. But then when that second half came, that defensive line for those Rams, they started putting that pressure on Burrow, and they were sacking the hell out of Stud. And what they gonna do 7 times in the second half?
I got to have it. I got to have it. I got to have it.
Yeah, so Von Miller came up big, couple batted balls, sacks, pressure. I mean, those guys, that defensive line, that front, they was coming through. You could tell that they knew that if they could just get the field one more time, they would get the pressure. And you could see it in Aaron Donald's eyes on that sideline. Once McVay finally got his head out his ass and said, "God damn it, get the ball to Cooper Kupp, you motherfucker. We don't have time for this shit anymore. Done playing games." And who was that one cat running out on the field with civilian clothes on and just looking like a goddamn asshole? You know, I mean, I guess he wanted his minute in the sun too, you know, but I mean, this is the Super Bowl, and little shit like that can cost you a championship ring. But I was actually very impressed by what I saw from the Bengals today. So I wouldn't have, you know, I wouldn't hold my head low at all if I was on that sideline. I mean, they came to play, they performed well. You know, it was a home game for the opposing team. That the deck was stacked against you, and you still came in there, you know, played with some poise, played with some discipline. I mean, other than, like I said, those immature, you know, rookie type mistakes that were made by just a few people, but when it comes down to it, I mean, these guys look like they're about to be the real deal for a few years to come. Anyway, Aaron Donald, like I said, was going to be a man amongst boys, a man amongst men, a man amongst giants, a giant amongst giants. Yeah, no, he did his thing. And once again, Cooper Kupp, when you had to have him, that's why he won the MVP. You had to have him, and he came up big in the clutch. And y'all notice I ain't even talk about that halftime show because that was some bullshit to me. Anyway, some bad hip-hop performances. But anyway, we're going to let it go at that. I mean, I'm sure most of y'all done had y'all filler wings like your boy did and probably had about few too many beers. I abstained this evening from any of the adult beverages and just stuck with the food. And even that got me on itis mode. So I'm going to bid you all adieu and go hit this.